Hello and welcome. Have you ever wondered why guitar cables don't normally come in over lengths of 25 or 30 feet? Stepped on your cable and gotten unplugged? Gotten wrapped around another musician? Pulled out your cables only to find a tangled mess? Or moved to a new stage position only to be rock blocked by your cable length? Today we're going to thoroughly break down the pros and cons to both a wireless and a wired guitar setup to see which works best for your needs. Xvive was kind enough to send their U2 guitar wireless system for us to put to the test. They offer one of the most affordable units, so this could be a great entry-level product. I'd love to test it against some of the more expensive options to see how Xvive compares, but after testing the U2 system, I feel safe to say that this is a great tool for gig use and even studio use. So let's run some tests and see if you agree. But first we have to plug in. So what do? You take your receiver, turn it on, and then you plug it in to your amp end. Then you take your transmitter, turn it on, plug it into your guitar, and you're good to go. Changing channels in case of signal interference is equally as simple. Hit the channel button and the light will blink to indicate which channel you are currently on. The U2 remains on the same channel when powering back on, so if you leave them paired, the setup time is equal to plugging in a guitar cable. To begin our tone comparison, we must first understand how guitar cables interact with passive guitar pickups. Passive guitar pickups are high impedance, which leads to a stronger signal output, which can be better for amplifiers and pedals, but their higher impedance makes it more susceptible to capacitance. Capacitance refers to a cable's ability to store electrical energy. When you double the length of your cable, you also double its capacitance. This increase can cause tone suck, akin to applying a low-pass filter on your guitar track or turning the tone knob on your guitar down. Once these high frequencies are lost, they cannot be recovered. DI boxes are used to convert the high impedance signal into a low impedance line level, which can travel further without these high frequency losses. However, the throughput on a passive DI box, which is typically used to run back to your amp, is opening the electrical current flow between both ends, therefore the capacitance from both cables is added together before it hits the output side of your DI box. To demonstrate how a wireless system can retain your tone throughout longer distances, I would have liked to have recorded a DI into the computer and then sent that back through different lengths of cable, adding 5 feet to 10 feet each time to show the tone loss that you get throughout longer cabling. But when you send the signal back, the computer's sending a lower impedance signal, therefore you do not have the same tone loss issues with all types of signals. It's really just high impedance pickups that you're having the capacitance issues with. What I can do instead is show you how the DI sounds when I strum it with and without 20 feet of cabling being added. I'm going to start with 15 feet and then I'll add 20 feet as I go. I'll also strum directly over this fret, so there's a constant in the way I'm strumming as well. That's only 15 feet. Now we're adding 20 more feet. Next, I will show you pink noise through the pickups, because that is a constant. Okay, now we'll take away 20 feet. And now let's hear these back to back. As you probably can hear, an extra 20 feet of cable will change your tone significantly. But when using the U2, the clarity of your tone will be retained throughout its 70 feet range. I went all the way out to 80 feet with the pink noise test and only experienced a tiny breakup in the signal. Alright, let's do this again, but this time playing some guitar. I'll play this Beatles top 10 guitar riffs so we have a nice variety, and then in post I'll send the DI signal through different amps. And for some extra fun, I'll have Devin throw smoke bombs indicating every 10 feet of distance from the transmitter to the receiver. Next, I recorded a DI and sent a duplicated signal to another channel using the U2. With this, we can compare the difference in quality between the U2 and the shortest possible cable, while also testing for latency. And now time for the blind test. Are you hearing the signal that was reamped with the cable or the wireless? Could you tell which was which? Leave your answer in the comments below. And now for the reveal. Option A was the wireless system, and option B was the wired. Interestingly, when we look at the EQ spectrums of both overlaid, there's hardly any visual difference. I'm also not noticing any of the compression issues that were common with older models of wireless guitar systems. Next, I set the nudge value to 1 millisecond, and you can see that it takes 4 nudges, or milliseconds, to be perfectly lined up with the cabled signal. To illustrate just how quick this is, sound travels at the speed of 1.13 feet per millisecond, or approximately 1 foot per millisecond. So for every extra foot you step away from a playback speaker, you add another millisecond of delay before the sound reaches your ear for you to play along to. So if you were to walk 70 feet away from your playback speaker, you'll be playing along approximately 62 milliseconds late. With a regular guitar cable standing 20 feet away from your amp, you're hearing about 18 milliseconds of delay. 4 milliseconds is not something I notice at all while playing. With the range, tone, and latency now fully tested, next up would be the battery life. However, I'm going to take their word for it that it lasts for 5 hours, because over time all lithium-ion batteries will degrade over their lifespan. The recommendation is to keep your unit fully charged when not in use, and to charge after every use. With proper care, the battery should last several years. The U2 comes with a Y-split USB charger, which can be powered by your pedal board, but it's not recommended to charge while in use. And that's it for today's video. One other thing I'd love to test would be having multiple of these units in one room to try out the different channels, see if we can get any signal interference. But I haven't had any issues with Wi-Fi or anything like that so far. It's been great. Thank you so much Xvive for sending this. I love the product and I'd love to get more. And thank you for watching. Is this something you'd be interested in trying out? Leave a comment below and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.